Hi friends, it's Ashley from Ashley's Paper Heart, and today we are going to be playing in my traveler's notebook journal slash glue book slash whatever the heck I want it to be. So this is actually was filmed I guess like in mid-December because I'm still in the Sojourner cover at that time, so it's kind of a little bit of an older video, but I am slowly working through the archives that I have of filmed videos. I have just been so busy that it's been hard to find time to edit and do voiceovers and all that. So I am spending the Sunday morning doing that right now. I'm also actually procrastinating on working on some painting, but we won't talk about that. So for these two pages, I'm actually kind of gluing in a bunch of packaging that came with some recent hauls. If you've been watching my channel in the past month, you know that I've went a little stationery crazy. Um, yeah, I did. And so something that I want to do more of this year is to bring in ephemera that is relevant from my own life. So that means like packaging and, tickets and stuff like that. This is all packaging from, it might be from Yoseka Stationery. Yeah, because the little note. Um, so that's kind of what I'm doing here. I think it'll be fun to look back on some of these journals like maybe in 10 years just to see like how different like marketing materials and packaging looks. So funny topic of conversation that I want to talk about in this video, despite putting down a bunch of ephemera from recent purchases. I was going to do a no spend in January, but I spent money on January 1st, and I'm like, okay, that's not a good way to start that. So, February, I am going to be doing a stationery no spend. Um, it shouldn't be too difficult if I stay off of looking at my favorite shops on social media. It's just, I don't know. Every January or at the beginning of the year, I get this like bug to declutter and to minimize. And I am not a minimalist by any means or any stretch of the imagination, but I do want to be more conscious about what I buy. And I was doing really good at the end of the year until like December. And then it just, I don't know, stress and work stuff and all that just kind of like compounded. And I'm like, I need to buy stuff and I'm going to feel good about it. Um, and it's okay in small doses, but I went a little crazy. Not like crazy in the point of like harming myself financially, but just crazy in the point where like I don't know where I'm going to put this stuff kind of thing. So, yes, you will probably see hauls through the end of January, but I think I'm going to be doing a like video kind of like kicking off the no spend February. So maybe you want to join me in that and we can support each other and try really hard not to purchase any stationery for a month. So, speaking of minimalism, I've actually been listening to the Minimalist podcast. Um, and they do have a lot of really good advice. And what I really like about them specifically is that they're not trying to push, like, get rid of all your things. They're really trying to push, like, do what makes sense for you. If things are getting in the way of you being happy, of you doing things that you want to do, living your life, then maybe it's time to reconsider how many things you have. Because I guess something that I don't think about, and I think maybe not a lot of people think about, is when you own a lot of stuff, there's the taking care of it and storing it. And, especially if you have stuff like out and not like in dust bags or boxes. Obviously, things get dusty. You have to dust and clean and organize and declutter and all that. And there's a lot of work that goes with owning just anything. So it's something to think about, and it's something that I've been thinking about, especially after watching probably like at least 20 of their podcasts. And I also like downloaded their audiobook. Is it Love People Use Things? So, yeah, if you're like, feeling overwhelmed by your stuff, and sometimes I do, and I think that's probably what kind of kicked off this little journey. I would highly suggest listening to their podcasts on YouTube, and if you have the ability, listening to the audiobook. I've really enjoyed the audiobook so far. I think I'm like a couple hours in, but that's kind of my thought process, and something that hopefully moving forward I will be able to like be really conscious about what I bring in to my home. And like it's so hard, especially on social media, when you see like Instagram. Instagram is like the biggest trigger point for me for purchasing things, because I see stuff from friends, and I see stuff from shops that I really enjoy supporting, and it's like a constant advertisement. And it's not even like people are like trying to advertise to you necessarily. It's just like you see something like, oh, that stamp, it's so beautiful, but how many stamps do I have in my collection that I haven't used in like forever? um, those are things that I want to try to enjoy the things that I have in my stash before going out and buying. And I know I sound like the biggest hypocrite, especially after this like giant spending spree that I did in December. And also, the things that get me too are the limited edition things, the things that come out and they don't restock. So, like, I just purchased a bunch of tape from the Freckle like release. It like finally got here to the US. So like I put a couple orders in different shops, and while I wanted the tape like really badly, like it's so pretty, it's like I don't think I would have had the same urgency if I had thought that I was going to like be able to purchase it later. You know what I mean? So like when things feel like they're limited quantities, or like you're not going to be able to get your hands on them, it's just, I don't know, it makes me want to purchase things even more and faster without thinking. Like it's more like of an impulse. So speaking of Freckles tea, that is actually the PET tape that I'm using in this layout, and it is beautiful. It is. And honestly, I don't know. It's beautiful. I don't have any excuses. Um, but do you guys get like roped in with this like limited edition, like, oh no, I'm not gonna find it, like the scarcity of it all? Because I definitely do. It's just something that I think I'm just going to have to be more consciously thinking about. And something else that I'm going to be doing for the entire year of 2022 is I'm actually going to be writing down all of my stationery purchases, so that I can actually like see, at the end of the month, how much did I actually spend on all this? And hopefully that will be like a reality check for me, because it's easier to kind of curb that if you know where you are. So, yeah, that's something that I'm definitely going to be doing for the entire year, no matter how painful it will be. So, now that we're getting towards the end of the video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed my little chat and maybe something resonated with you. If you did like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.